Why, hello there. I feel much more intimate with you guys now that we have joined each other, or you have joined me in my bedroom. This is where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean sleep. I didn't really want to make a video today. I was just kind of feeling in a blah mood. I've been motivated. I cleaned half the house. The kitchen needs to be really cleaned, but I got most of the house done, and I did a bunch of stuff, but I don't know. I've just been in a really weird mood. I've been thinking about a lot of serious things in my life. Some things that, it's just a hard decision to make, and it's just draining, and I get really when I'm thinking about something really seriously, which I don't do very often, and people are around me, I just seem very short and very kind of just like snippy. I don't mean to. I'm just thinking, and I'm concentrating, and I am a little bit grumpy because I wish life wasn't so dang hard. And decisions that shouldn't be hard and aren't usually hard for other people are hard for me and my family, and that's when it gets tough, because I feel like, and I'm being very vague about this, it's very personal. I still haven't told you about my son's birth because it was just a very traumatic thing that happened, and I know I'm going to tell you someday, but I'm just going on and on. I'm just feeling sorry for myself when we've been trying to decide about, adding another addition to our family, and I think we have decided that we are, but it's still kind of a scary aspect because what happened was just terrifying. And and since it happened the first time, I have a higher risk of it happening again. And it's like we can't even go to a doctor and it's saying, for them to tell me, they can give me statistics, but that's it, really. They can't, because it doesn't happen to begin with. And anyways, I'm going to stop pitying myself. Also, just now that, okay, since I'm on the pity road, I've lost a subscriber. I really don't know who, because I didn't go and look through, because if they took the time to unsubscribe, I really don't want to figure out who it was, because then I'd be like, I don't like that person, so I'm just gonna... I also had my first thumbs down on one of my videos, so... It's like triple combination Suckville. But I really don't feel that bad. It's just YouTube. I love making videos and I love doing this, but all in all, it really isn't that huge of a deal. Sometimes I get wrapped up in how many subscribers I have and, how many likes I have, and I'll get obsessed about, checking it all the time to see if I got a new like or a comment or anything, because I feel like that makes me worth more if I have more people watching or more people subscribing or liking my videos or commenting, and I think that's just silly. So, I'm gonna mess up your name, but Dine Dark, I can't read things, I can read them and say it in my head, but when it comes to vocalizing it, I can't read out loud. I have dyslexia and also some other issues with speaking. So, sorry if I ruined your username, but they asked if I could talk about therapy and if I've ever been to a therapist or if I've ever thought about going. I've been to, I guess the second one wasn't really a therapist. He was just more, I really don't know what he was, but I've been to two, I guess, maybe three. My phone's gonna die. The first one was right after, I never went for my anxiety though. I don't know why I never went for my anxiety. I guess I've just been in kind of self-doubt until now. I've always known I've had anxiety, and I've kind of... I don't know, I've just kind of pretended it wasn't there, even though it was like killing my whole self. It makes sense. The first one I went to, it was through my church, and the lady really sucked. And it was I went because it was after my fiance had left me, and I was in a really bad state of just emotional despair and stuff, and I just wanted to talk to someone and get past that, because it really just left me messed up. And I was just a huge mess. And so I went there, but I was so timid because the lady would spend most of her time talking about her new BMW on the phone and not doing anything. And she was this overweight lady, and I was really, really, really thin, but I always had that, like, I always thought I was fat because I was anorexic. And so I always thought I was overweight, but I was like 85 pounds. And so I would have problems with my weight, and I would voice that, but I think she took it personally because she would always like snip at me about it, and it's like, well, you're not fat. Not trying to help me, but she was taking it personally. And the second one I went to wasn't really a therapist that I really can't remember why I went to that guy. What?
What are you doing?
I'm making a video. Let's say hi. Okay. Keep him occupied until I can... See? I just can't get any respect in this house. No. If he knew I was making a video, he wouldn't have come in. He respects me a lot. But the second guy I went to is because my dyslexia and he wasn't really a therapist though. He just told me that what was wrong in my head. I guess is that what therapists do? I don't know. He told me why I function the way I do and what's wrong with me, or at least a theory about what's wrong with me. The third person I went to, I loved. It was when my husband and I was last year. My husband and I are having some communication problems, and we weren't on the same level. I mean, we have a good marriage, but there was something that we weren't connecting, like just miscommunications. And she helped so much. She was also through the church, and she helped so much because she was awesome. But I never talked about my anxiety, and I'm not sure if I want to check what time. You look at my beautiful pillows. Okay, I have like 8. Okay, it's like 8 minutes now. I'm not sure if I could go to someone about my anxiety. I don't know if I'm in denial about it, but I want to do it for myself. I really want to fix this problem myself. And I don't feel like it's so overwhelming and so hard that I can't do it myself. I just think I need to take the little bit more time and take the steps to do it. And I'm not against therapy at all. I think there's people out there that are amazing at their job as therapists, and I think they do a great job. And I would highly suggest it if you could afford it, and if it's something that you really think would help you. I highly suggest it, but I also highly suggest that you look for the therapist that fits you. Don't go with whatever first therapist you found, because if you don't like it, if you don't feel comfortable, you need to feel safe. You need to feel comfortable for you to be actually let open, and not saying like if you're really nervous the first time that you should stop going. My head's too big. I can't keep it up. But if you feel like you're not being treated the way you should or getting the attention you should, just stop going and find a new one. There's nothing wrong with that at all. My voice is cracked. But that's what I think about therapists. If you find the one that works for you, go for it. I would go back to that lady if I could afford it. But I really feel like I'm on the upward curve of this whole anxiety thing, that this is kind of my therapy right now. And I mean, you don't really have to pay for therapy. My face is all broke out. My voice keeps on cracking. I'm turning into a teenage boy. Oh, that's the last thing I need to do. It's been kind of a crazy, lazy day. I got a lot of things done, but also didn't get a lot of things done. I'm kind of just... It's one of those days you're just like, meh. It's a meh day. But, yeah, that's what I think about therapy. And... stuff and things. Things will get better. I really feel like I should keep on talking. Oh no, blackness. Like 11... like 4 more minutes. So, how you guys doing? I like to say I'm not anxious today, but that the thought, I'll just might as well tell you guys. When I was 39 weeks pregnant with my son, we'd been going to the hospital because my blood pressure was just getting higher and higher, but it wasn't like even like extremely high, it was just elevated. And they were worried about preeclampsia. It's just this thing about your blood pressure, and all these things could happen because of it. But they were just a little bit worried, and I went to the hospital that day. It was a Monday, June 20th, the day my son was born. I went to the hospital that day, and they checked me. They did urine. They did, because it's protein in your urine. They did blood tests. They did all these tests, and they said, I'll call you tonight if your stuff comes back not okay, we'll induce you tonight and you'll have the baby. If it's okay, you'll just stay until you get into labor yourself. So fast forward till about 9 o'clock that night, I started to feel really, really weird. Like just wrong, I don't know even how to explain it. And a part of me kind of blocked it out. But, okay, I have like 3 minutes. I have to tell you this quick. So I was feeling really weird, and I'm like, maybe I need to go to the bathroom. Maybe that will make it go away. So I go to the bathroom, and it's getting worse. And so I make my way back from the bathroom to the bedroom, and it felt like I was just walking, like everything was sped up, and I was really slow. And it was just a really, really weird feeling. And I sat on the bed. My husband looks over at me because we were watching a show, and he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, something's not right. You need to call somebody. He's like, okay, who? I'm like, call 911. I don't feel right. And that's the last thing I remember. The next thing I remember, I'm in an operating room, and I hear a baby crying. What happened was I had a seizure. I've never had a seizure before, and I guess I was having a hard time breathing. I was turning purple, and my husband got our neighbor, and he turned me on my side and helped me breathe again. And then the paramedics came, and I was freaking out, I guess, and they're like, my husband's like, okay, I can take her to the hospital. It's going to be okay. And then I started having another seizure. The first seizure lasted about 30 seconds, which is usual for a seizure. The one that I had with the paramedics lasted 8 minutes long. And just the thought of trying to get pregnant again, and I mean, I had to get an emergency C-section if I had, it's just, there was so many possibilities of me having a seizure and no one being there to help me, or it's just so many things could have gone wrong that night. But for some reason, my, Heavenly Father was looking down at me, and he kept me and my son safe. And the thought of trying to get pregnant again and that maybe happening again is terrifying, but I really want to have another kid. And so that's been kind of weighing on my mind. That's what I've been thinking about lately. And we've thought, we've been praying about it. We are, as I've said, we were a religious people. And I just don't want to run over. Oh, I'm almost done. So that's what's been weighing on my head, and I need to go because it's almost 15 minutes. So I'll talk to you guys later. Things will get better. It has to. Talk to you guys later. Bye.